This is Don't Panic, episode number 326, recorded November 15th, 2021. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Don't Panic, the technology podcast on gadgets, the internet, and you. I am Sean Jennings, joined as always by a couple of non-fungible friends. It is Colby Rabidou and Dan Miller. Good evening.
What up?
Good evening.
One of a kind. One of a kind. I was trying to come up with an acronym like what could NFT stand for, where it's like nice friends, totally. But I couldn't really come up with a good acronym. So
I'll think about it.
Please, if we're open to any and all suggestions.
It'll come to me halfway through the show.
So what's new, gentlemen? What's going on?
Let's see, technology-wise,
or just
I think observant viewers of the show might notice that the wall that's been unpainted for some months behind me is now painted. That was my accomplishment this weekend.
Nice.
Wow, what a radical shade of off-white. No, what is that? What color did you go with there?
I mean, it's the same
nice.
color it always was. It's just matching what the walls used to be. It's kind of like bluish. It's like a bluish off-white. It doesn't look bluish right now, but like in the daytime, that's what it looks bluish to me.
Does it have one of those brand colors?
I don't
Color
know.
names?
It was painted this color already, and so what I did is I went to the paint store and gave them, like, I cut a piece of the wall out and I gave it to them, and they said,
like
okay,
a paint
come back.
sommelier.
Yeah, well, apparently they have a machine that does this now.
The color match is incredible. They will match.
Yeah.
You can even hand them like fabric and stuff. They'll match any color. It's incredible. Your own custom.
What?
The problem with the custom color, though, I learned because I tried this gimmick, is it works the first time, but then if like 3 or 4 years from now, they can't guarantee they can match the color in the future. Because if it's like a name, they have a recipe in a computer somewhere. But for your custom color, you're kind of like, we'll try.
Well, that's why, like, I had no information about this color at all. Like, I don't have a can of paint. Like, I don't know the person who painted the walls last. So what, I had very low expectations when I brought this hunk of wall to the, it wasn't really a hunk of wall. It was like, it's kind of fun if you like cut like a box, like a little square out of your drywall with a razor blade. It just like peels off. It's pretty novel. I was pleased with that. But the I was very surprised at how well the paint matches. Like it worked. You can't really tell where I painted. So
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I did. I started painting Saturday morning at 9, and I finished painting Sunday evening at 4:30.
Wow. Now, are you... How do you do your detail work? Are you a tape guy? Did you tape off the room?
So I had to do I had to paint all the places where my windows were replaced. And so this took me 3 separate weekends because there's nowhere to put my stuff. Like I couldn't do it all at the same time because I had to move things away, and in the process of moving away required me to fill in the other room. But the first window that I did, I used tape, and then I did not realize that you're not supposed to leave the tape on. You're supposed to paint and then take the tape off right away before the paint is dry. So I didn't do that, and all kinds of things got fucked up because it peeled the paint away. And then for the subsequent ones, I decided it was too much of a pain in the ass to tape, so I didn't tape it at all. And I tried to be strategic about painting the white parts after the blue parts, but mostly I was just very careful. Or I tried to be very careful.
Yeah, if you're just doing a little bit of trim work, I think you can do it freehand. The trick with the tape is razor blade. If it dries, you can just take a razor blade and cut it where the tape meets the wall, and it won't peel off all the paint. But
Nice.
yeah, I'm a big. I feel like I'm better at taping than I am at painting. Like I'm really good at like getting those really clean lines with the tape, and so I tape the shit out of everything because I know if I don't, there's going to be paint everywhere.
Right. See, Sean, I feel like you and I might be a painting power couple.
You could start an HGTV show.
I like this. Tape and paint with Sean and Colby.
You could get in arguments and have like little fun antics.
No,
that
we
happen.
need more tape. No, we need more paint.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
No, the one part of painting I have never. I swear it's not me trying to brag, but I do actually like painting walls. I don't know, I find it fun. But the one part of painting I could never really get a handle on is where the wall meets the ceiling, because you can't. And I have all like popcorn textured ceilings, so you can't really tape it. So you really just got to go in freehand. And I've tried every like gimmicky tool and edger, and they never work. And you just got to go. And I fuck it up every time.
That sounds annoying. One thing I read this online and then I tried it and it seemed to be the case, but like there are like different stiffnesses of brushes, and like the firmer the brush, the easier it is to do like edges, which I found to be, that seems to be the case. Like if you like with the firm brush, it's easy to get it to just like you push it into the corner and just like drag it along and it does the thing. Right.
Yeah, you can even do it with those like foam brushes that aren't the
Right.
bristles but are actually the chunky foam, and those will give you a really clean edge too.
Yeah.
It's another episode of the Don't Panic Home Improvement Hour.
Come on, it writes itself. It writes itself.
The thing I was really worried about was doing like the corners, because like I painted the inside of the window frame that is white, and that's plaster, and then the outside that is blue. And I don't know, like I like Googled this one time, and there were all kinds of YouTube people like talking about how like, oh, you have to be super careful with the brush and do it this way. But I bought these little like 3-inch rollers, and they worked like perfectly. Like all you did was just roll it up, and it was like, it looks awesome. It's crazy. So get those tiny rollers.
She's not listening, but I have my mother helps me with a lot of home improvement projects because she lives here, and she is the queen of watching YouTube videos and assuming that she becomes an expert. And God bless her for trying, and I appreciate her doing the research. But it's always like, well, some guy on YouTube said this, and I'm like, well, so what? What is that like? I can't, we wanted to bury a pipe in the backyard. Just talking about like what slope to do it at and whether you need rocks or stone or else. And I'm like, I'm not going to just trust some guy on YouTube. God bless him, because he's Mr. Joe Contractor and has 1 million views. Doesn't mean he knows what the hell he's talking about. Scares the hell out of me.
I have somewhere in my apartment, I have a copy of the like Reader's Digest like home improvement guide. It's like
I saw it. It's in your room somewhere. I was admiring it when I was on a video call.
It's like a big red book that has like instructions for like how to put up a ceiling fan and insulation and
It's actually funny you mentioned that, and this is why no one should listen to our home improvement advice, but I actually have a fan in my house that I installed myself, and when you turn it on,
fan?
It's the biggest fan we've ever had, Dan, and it's
that's
it's
where
a
that
ceiling,
guy went.
It's a ceiling fan, and the light, when you turn it on, the light dims like itself, like goes from bright to dark, then gets bright again and goes and dims again. It goes bright and dims again. It just does. You didn't touch anything. It just is doing it. I don't know what I did wrong, so I got to take it down and rewire it.
That's crazy.
Never seen it before, but don't know how I screwed that up. That'll be fun to fix.
Yeah.
Now, Dan, you were speaking of things for the home. You were talking about some drastic changes to your streaming subscriptions.
Oh, yes. I don't know. Thinking of getting rid of Netflix, but as I was, because I don't watch anything on it except Great British Bake Off, and I think that's almost over. But Lena is super into these Korean dramas, So I think Netflix has a lot of those. But she hasn't found a new one yet. She's just rewatching one over and over again. So maybe now is a good time to shut it off before we find another obsession.
Yeah, that's the problem I always have with streaming services is I haven't watched anything on Netflix in a while, but it's there when I'm ready to go back. I guess I'm just too lazy to go through the process of resubscribing. This happened to me. I had Discovery Plus for a while. And
Discovery Plus.
Yes, which is all like Discovery Channel, TLC, Food Network, HGTV, all of their channels. And there's really good stuff on there. But I hadn't watched it for like 2 or 3 months, and I was paying for it, and I was going to go cancel it. And then I found the show I'm currently watching, which I do recommend. It's fun. It's from Animal Planet, which is one of their channels. It's called The Zoo. And it's basically a documentary crew goes behind the scenes. There's a couple seasons at the San Diego Zoo and a couple seasons at the Bronx Zoo. And you learn all about how they take care of the animals and all kinds of ways. It's very interesting. And so now I'm using it and paying for it. And now when I'm done watching these shows, I'm going to keep paying for it even though I'm not watching anything. It's a vicious cycle where it's kind of like I just like having it there, which I guess is a stupid reason to spend $15 a month.
Is this like wholesome Tiger King, basically?
Yeah, so in a legitimate zoo. But you're always like, oh, how do you like do a root canal on a tiger? Like you ever, it's like, or like how do you train an elephant? And you're like, huh, this is interesting.
That's cool.
I highly recommend.
The Zoo,
and the Zoo San Diego. And there's also the aquarium, which isn't, I'm not a big aquarium guy, but there's that as well.
What about the seals, though? The seals look like fun.
The seals are fun, and they do a lot. They show how they dive and how they have to draw blood from a whale shark, but like while it's swimming underwater, like it is really interesting.
Oh, I'm more interested in the aquarium because I can imagine how you treat a tiger for a disease. You just sedate it and you go over there and do what you got to do.
No,
but in the water, that sounds like another level. Is that one called the aquarium?
Yeah, it's the aquarium. It's the Georgia aquarium, which is the largest in the hemisphere. And so they follow all the different, but it's all the same things of just the logistics is what fascinates me.
I love logistics.
Oh, then you're gonna love these because it's literally like San Diego specifically. Their policy is there's always a barrier between the people and the animals when they're working with them for the people's safety.
That's okay, yeah. Oh, so, the employees or the visitors?
Well, I guess both, but the employees as well. But then you're like, well, then how do they like move animals around and how do they feed them and and it's just so fascinating to watch all the little tips and tricks and things they've learned over the years. So anyway, that's cool. That's my plug, my early plug. But anyway, so now I have Discovery Plus, and I watch these shows, and it's that thing where they just sit around waiting, pinging my credit card every month. I should cancel Netflix. I agree. I haven't watched anything on Netflix in quite a while.
Actually, you just reminded me of a question I have for the group. I've been making, over the past year, I've made a lot of non-work related spreadsheets, like infinitely more than I have previously. And for my non-work related spreadsheets, one thing I often find myself wanting to include is a picture. Because it's often like comparing things that we're going to buy that come down to visual preference, right? Which one do you prefer? This chair or that chair? Or like, apartments where it's nice to have a photo of the floor plan. It's nice to have a photo of like a map of the neighborhood. And I haven't found a spreadsheet tool that handles photos really well. Google Maps or Google Sheets finally added photo support, which it didn't have until recently, but it's literally exactly what you think it would be. It's like you paste the photo into a cell and it comes up super tiny, and if you want to make it bigger, you have to make the cell gigantic.
Right.
Airtable supports photos, but you can't make them big. They're just small, and you can click on them and make them bigger, but it doesn't help to like look at them visually. Is there a spreadsheet app that does a good job with photos?
Have you tried Notion?
I have not tried Notion for this. No.
Huh. So admittedly, I've not tried to use Notion for this in a long time, so I don't know what it's like today. But when I was looking for apartments, I used Notion as my spreadsheet thing. And the interesting thing about Notion was you could you could probably do this with other things too, but like you could take a thing that was a spreadsheet in Notion and like do like a sort of transform on it and make it look completely different. So it's like your like spreadsheet was like a table of stuff. And like you could take the table of stuff and like pull fields out of it and make it look like a new table. But I think you could also like they had all kinds of like I think they had like a gallery view or like a photo view, and you could like take I vaguely remember it. This was like 3 years ago at this point. But you could take that, like, you know, your giant data input table and make a like view of it that was like just the pictures or something.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to try Notion.
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best spreadsheet app. Like, I feel like if I was better at spreadsheets, I would have been disappointed in it. But I'm not. So I thought it was great at the time.
Right. We don't need functions. We have one function in our thing that is like, all right, take the square footage and take the monthly price and divide it and come up with like a price per square foot per month. That's as advanced as of normal spreadsheeting features that we use.
Yeah, they do have like basic functions and stuff. But
sweet.
Sean has an answer. What's up, Sean?
I'm going to give you an alternate pitch, which, first of all, you should definitely send your apartment spreadsheet to Colby and I, and we can pick your apartment for you. That's the least we can do as your friends, is help you out. You know?
Actually, we should make it into a game where there's like a voting period where we can just send a link out and people can vote. And like, what show am I thinking of where like, I guess this is all the HGTV shows where you're watching them. Yeah, and you're like, oh man, they should totally pick this one, and then they don't.
I think Colby and I should go out to Seattle and tour the places and let you know. If
you have time, that'd be great because we don't have time to go. So
we got a ton of. Are you kidding me, Dan? We got a ton of time. We got
just
nothing else
pop
going on
over.
in our lives. Just take a quick cross-country flight. No, I was going to say, Dan, I think your premise is flawed because I don't think you need a spreadsheet. I think you need a presentation app, PowerPoint, slides, Keynote. You can make very simple tables in there with basic math and easily bring in photos, videos, text boxes, all kinds of multimedia. I do this type of stuff in PowerPoint all day, every day, where you're like, oh, it should be a spreadsheet. And you're like, or even start it in a spreadsheet and copy and paste the spreadsheet part into a presentation.
Interesting. Because something we do a lot is then once you've collected a bunch of interesting apartments, like it is nice to be able to sort them by, let's sort them by the shortest commute. It's like, okay, let's sort them by the shortest commute and then by price, or the shortest commute, but filter, we want it to have this thing. Could you do that in
Not really. No, unfortunately.
But I guess you could have. Wait, didn't Microsoft announce a thing like this where you could sync a spreadsheet to a PowerPoint and have like the PowerPoint update when you change the spreadsheet? Because I could have a PowerPoint for the photo comparisons, and then have the spreadsheet for like the numerical comparisons.
I have not heard that. It would be very cool if they did.
I thought we talked about it on the show.
You'll have to let me.
Blocks or something? What am I thinking of?
Yeah, one of their
Microsoft Office Live Blocks. Fluid Office. There we go.
Fluid.
I don't know if this will do that.
But that would be because again, you just need somewhere you can get the multimedia in, and I just don't know if you're ever going to get a spreadsheet alone that's going to. Maybe Notion, but it's always going to be a struggle because they're not built to do that. So maybe try coming at it from the multimedia perspective that has decent tabling and spreadsheeting built into it.
Yeah. All right.
I like it. Then you could
Thank
put the PowerPoint on just in the background, like ambiently, and you could see like
Right.
maybe you'll just like realize
We could make it the
which apartment
screensaver of
is
the
right
Apple
one.
TV.
Perfect.
Yeah, and you can do those cool transitions where like the photos come in and explode or whatever. They like spin
Man,
around.
I
a whole
haven't made
bunch.
one of those in so long.
Oh, it's fun. And by the way, I will tell you, as they've updated PowerPoint over the years, the transitions have gotten even more insane. There are some real lunatic ones, so I recommend
That
checking
must
them
be
out.
a fun job to work on the PowerPoint transitions team.
Oh yeah, sky's the limit. They got processor power now. They got 3D transitions. It's crazy.
It's amazing.
I wonder if they have AI transitions.
Oh, that would be good. Like where it's aware of the context in the slide and generates a transition based on what's in it.
Yes.
Incredible.
Well, Keynote has this where, 'cause this is how I make spreadsheets, presentations a lot. I start with a slide, and when I'm explaining like a concept with a bunch of squares or pictures and stuff, I'm copy pasting them between the slides. Like, all right, now let's add this component, and
Right.
this is how this works. And Keynote has a thing called Smart Transitions, I think, where it knows which things are the same, and it can like do a transition where those things just animate over to their new location, which is super cool.
Yeah.
Everyone
I
knows
remember
the
that.
innovations are in presentations these days.
Yep.
Well, good. Well, hopefully that's helpful. You'll have to report back on your findings.
I will. Thank you. I'm gonna try Notion, and then maybe if that doesn't work, we'll try just having a separate image repository.
Cool. Very cool. Well, guys, we've got a special topic tonight. Are you excited?
I need help.
Oh no.
I need help too.
Oh no. Oh no.
Last week I thought I was all set,
And now you're
Yeah.
less set than you were?
and now I'm less set.
Oh Lord. Not great.
We can talk about it. Let's get into it.
Well, it's not just about the destination; it's about the journey. So we decided
right.
a couple weeks ago to do a special edition of Don't Panic with a task, if you will, a goal, an activity that the three of us would have to participate in. We decided that each of us would have to buy an NFT and report back on our experience here at the show. It sounds like it was a bit of a mixed bag. At minimum, I hope we all own some digital goods. Does anyone want to go first about their experience?
Well, how will I go first? Because I feel like I made the least progress.
Okay, we'll find out.
So-
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I will admit I did not. I looked at some NFTs briefly this morning, and then I forgot about it until like 40 minutes before the show. And so 40 minutes before the show, I was browsing around OpenSea, because OpenSea, like the ocean sea,
Yep.
because that was where some Coinbase blog posts told me I should buy NFTs. And I found an NFT that I wanted to purchase. And so I clicked buy. And it told me I had to sign in with my wallet. So I clicked Coinbase because I have a Coinbase account. And nothing happened. And so I spent 30 minutes trying to figure out what the heck was going on. And I think what was happening was my ad blocker was messing up the OpenSea website. So I turned my ad blocker off finally. And then I tried to sign in with the Coinbase wallet. It seems to me that the Coinbase wallet and your Coinbase account are not the same thing, confusingly. So I downloaded the Coinbase wallet. I created an account. I was able to sign in, but
Now,
there's
did you notice when you downloaded the Coinbase? Did you download the Coinbase iOS app?
Yes.
Did you look and see who the developer of the Coinbase iOS app is?
No.
I was shocked to see, and let me make sure I'm not making this up. It is not Coinbase.
What? Is it a trap?
Let me make sure. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm not crazy. You go to the Coinbase app. I don't know if you can see that.
Mm-hmm.
And it says
Yeah.
Coinbase.
Yeah.
You go to the Coinbase wallet app. It says Tashi.
Oh. Oh, no.
But then it changes to crypto wallet dash Bitcoin and more. So, Colby, you and I followed a very similar path. Everything that you just described, I also did.
Right.
And this was one of my big, like, what the fuck moments was, is this the Coinbase app? It's number 10 app in finance, this Coinbase wallet by Tashi.
Tashi.
The developer, Tashi, indicated that the app's privacy practices may include blah, blah, blah. You're like, yeah, who is Tashi? Tashi Holdings Ltd. Copyright 2019 Coinbase Wallet. I'm like, what is Coinbase Wallet? Anyways, continue.
So, yeah, so I got the Coinbase wallet by Tashi, apparently. I went back to OpenSea. I logged into the Coinbase wallet, and it said, you don't have any currency, which was confusing to me at the time because I have Coinbase. I have currency in Coinbase, but it was not available to me. So first it had a thing. There was a button that said buy with a credit card. And I said, I clicked on that button to see what would happen. And it brought me to a thing called MoonPay, which seemed weird. And it offered.
So interesting. I didn't get that at all. I pressed the same button.
So it offered for me to use use my credit card with MoonPay, and the transaction fee to buy like $100 of Ethereum was $27 or something. So for $100 you could get $70 of coins.
Oh my god!
Which seemed extreme. I don't know that much about cryptos, but that seemed like a bad deal. So I went back to Coinbase proper and I purchased some Ethereum, and the fee was only like $2. So I think I made the correct decision there. But now I have a wallet. I have a Coinbase wallet, and I have some ETH. I can't.
Wow.
It's not in my wallet, so I don't know what to do.
Oh, maybe that's my problem.
Do you know what to do, Sean?
I don't. You just said I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm totally lost. That went way over my head. There's a reason why I picked the NFT marketplace I did. It's because I didn't have to use cryptocurrency to buy the shit. So, no, I have no. All you got me thinking of is how hard would it be to create a Don't Panic coin?
I
It
feel
seems
like
like
it
anyone
wouldn't
can
be
do
that
it.
hard. Yeah, there's a lot of garbage on. So the thing I really wanted to buy is like, I don't understand what these are. I'm sure it's just a scam, but there are like Ethereum like domains, and I wanted to buy don'tpanic.eth for the show, but it's like 10 Ethereum, which is like 30 grand. So
Yeah, that's a lot.
I don't even know what it is.
I will point out that I went to OpenSea, which I hadn't heard of, and I'm looking at the art that's available for sale, and this is without a doubt some of the worst art I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, it is truly, and I try not to be like an artsy-fartsy art critic. I really am not, but I mean, this is true trash.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
Like if you're going to do it, at least make it pleasant to look at. This is like a third grader made it.
It seems to me like browsing the OpenSea, it seems like a lot of the art is like algorithmically generated. Like there are this many possibilities for this art, and there's a computer
Yes.
that just spits these things out for $0.
Well, that's what's crazy is some of these are very some of these are like not cheap, like thousands of dollars for bad art.
Bad art.
So basically, Colby, to sum it up, you did buy some coin.
Yep. I got some ETH.
But you smart. So if anything, you may have done better, because we'll find out if investing in Ethereum coin is actually a better investment than investing
NFTs.
in an actual NFT. This might work out for you.
Yeah, I guess it could be good. I don't know. I like really want it. Maybe I'll still buy something, but like I haven't successfully purchased anything yet. It's the moral of the story.
Well, I have lots of opinions on all of this coin NFT nonsense. But Dan, how did you do? Were you able to buy something?
No, so I did everything Colby just did. I went down a couple other wallets rabbit holes, because Coinbase wallet is not the wallet that they recommended. And I remember when I was like, oh, sure, I'll use MetaMask or whatever. Sure, whatever you think is good. And it was like, oh, great, then install the MetaMask browser extension. I was like, why am I installing a browser extension? So then I didn't do that. And I tried to find a way to not install a browser extension for crypto, which I'm sure would try to do crypto mining. And that's how I ended up at Coinbase Wallet. Now, Colby, I think what you need to do in the Coinbase Wallet is, did you link your Coinbase account to the Coinbase Wallet app?
No, I didn't find that function.
If you go to settings, you can do this, like, you can link your wallet to Coinbase, and then you get this button. It says buy or transfer. It's like, great. I bought Ethereum in Coinbase, and it says I have $8.32 of Ethereum. Like, great. I only need $8 of that. So I click $8 US. And it tells me what the translation is. Like, great. I hit continue. It says none of your funding methods will cover this transaction, though it clearly shows that Coinbase has enough money there. Look at what if I click on Coinbase anyways? Transfer limit reached. You can only transfer $1.21 today. Okay, that's fine. So that was where I left it last week. I was like, great. I now understand, because I've linked the wallet, the Coinbase wallet, to OpenSea. I've linked the Coinbase app to the wallet, and maybe it's just because I had bought the Ethereum today. It doesn't let me transfer it today. There's some like weird trade cap or something. Then I went to do it today, and I got the same message. So then just for fun, I was like, okay, it says I have $1.21 available, even though I have $8.32. Sure, what if I change this to transfer $1? Which is hard to do. Okay, $, continue. Transfer limit reached. You can only transfer $1.21 today. So I also failed. Oh yeah. Then I did the same thing then I did also what Colby did, where I went on the website and I had remembered that on OpenSea there was a buy with credit card option. So I was like, well, fine. Like, I'm out the $8 I put into Ethereum, but I guess I can just buy the $8 thing with credit card. And it was a $30 minimum. So I didn't get this whatever thing you got. I got a thing that was like, sure, yeah, $30 minimum. How much money do you want to, like, how many Ethereums do you want to put? I don't know where it was going to end up. So I didn't end up with anything. I did end up with $8 in Ethereum and a free $5 of Bitcoin for signing up for a Coinbase account.
Nice.
But I failed too. Colby, you told me what you were going to buy. I was trying to find the cheapest thing I possibly could. So I'll put this in the chat. And it was hard to find cheap stuff. A lot of these things were like $100. I found an animated GIF of a Faroe Islands soccer ball.
I'm so bummed you didn't buy that.
Definitely computer generated. Glare from spotlights. Faroe Islands football fan. Dynamic collectible pictures. Faroe Islands will win.
That's incredible. It's a GIF file, RGB resolution, 1280 by 720, 30 frames per second, 10 seconds, 300 frames. God, I think we can make some... Oh, look, and he's got all different soccer balls you can buy.
Oh, yeah.
Some are worth more than others. Like the Qatari football is worth 83 of whatever the coin
Yeah,
is.
the Brazilian football is up there. Has anyone bought the Brazilian football?
That's pretty
That
awesome.
is wild.
No one has purchased the Brazilian football.
116 of them.
Yeah. I kind of liked these. Is that a real link? Oh, I guess it was. Weird. But they're like way too expensive. And then...
Oh, those are cool. Yeah, one Ethereum, that's $4,000. Jesus.
Right.
That's cool.
I was gonna, the
Like,
thing
I think for that price, they...
Do you think that's worth it?
These are like algorithmically generated circles, concentric circles of different colors.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
what
very
we're looking at.
abstract sort of... Yeah, now Colby, you just did one that was sort of a drawing of what it's called baby llama, but it's a little drawn llama. But that's $40. I mean, that's a lot for. Like I feel like at these prices,
that was
like
the cheapest thing I could find. Was like that range in the like tens of dollars.
But look at the detail of this llama, right? So in the description it says, these 7,777 baby llamas are algorithmically generated with unique features. And it even says, like, this one has an orange body, 10% have that trait. It has a pink fur hat, 8% have this trait. It has rope glasses. This is weird.
Yeah, it's interesting how many things
weird.
are algorithmically generated.
Oh my god, look at all of these different llamas they have for sale.
They do have a lot of llamas.
They have 10,000. 10,000 unique llamas for sale.
They said there were only
At $40 each, that's $400,000.
Some of them are more expensive.
This is crazy.
Now, can you tell how many sold? Or if you click on that person's name, does it show them transferring?
Activity. Under activity, no. But this might just be the user account.
Here, I'll poke around too.
Yeah, this is a good...
It's a cute llama.
Oh, Colby, no. Yeah,
Owned by EC9BA2.
Yeah, Colby, the one
someone did buy it.
Yeah, I was going to say, the one you specifically shared did sell, and now they've put it up for resale at actually a fraction of what they paid for it.
That's interesting.
I think I did notice that it had been purchased. I didn't notice that you could see how much they paid for it. That's funny.
It's all
the price
it's all in the
history.
ledger.
Right.
They paid $59, and now it's available for just about $40.
Wow.
Wait, so who actually created this one? I'm confused. Was it Alex's brother?
No, that's who I think bought it.
That's who bought it. Oh, created by Baby Llama Club Deployer.
Noise.
Price highest last sale. Oh, here we go. Here, I'll put this link.
This is confusing. Very poor radio. Well,
I found a list for the person who made this llama, their highest sales. They sold the Golden Angel Llama for 3 Ethereum. Is that what that is, actually?
Yeah, it is. Wow, that's $12,000. Give or take.
Sale. Yep.
Oh
Yep.
my god. Oh, there you go. Don't panic. ETH 10 Ethereum, $44,000, and it's had a bunch of owners.
I don't. Yeah. Wait. What? So why has it been minted twice? That doesn't make sense, right?
Wow. So someone bought it. If I'm understanding this correctly, someone bought it for $3 5 months ago. The current owner.
What? So did they get to set the price?
Yeah, because they own it now.
They bought it for $3?
And the person before that bought it for $51.
Wow.
This is all an enormous scam.
Yeah. Should we make them an offer for like $10 or something?
I mean, the worst they could do is say no.
I'm going to try it.
But I'm just thinking of all the different Ethereum domains we could pick up.
Could we even pay them, though?
Well, that's the question.
That's true.
That's the...
Do you guys think we should buy mistaken.eth?
Mistaken? Is it cheap?
Gramp.eth?
What
are
John Mayer.eth. We have to own it.
ETH is the future.
How about let's see, words that end in ETH. Snaggleteeth. Snagglet.eth.
That's really well. They also do it where you can get like an emoji, so it's like emoji of construction worker.eth.
Mm-hmm.
These are wild.
What does this mean? Oh my god! So I click the make an offer button for don'tpanic.eth, and I get this dialog that says make an offer, and then it says there's an amount field with a drop down that lets you select from WETH, DAI, or USDC, and I can put an amount. And then it says at the bottom, the confirm button is like convert to ETH. Like what are these things?
I have no idea. USD sounds a lot like US dollars.
Well, there is a USD coin that's not US dollars. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm going to go by morningwood.eth if you don't mind.
Pardon me.
But yeah, I think if you can figure out how to do it, I'm happy to pitch in for the offer on the domain. But I don't.
We can get up to $30.
I don't know if we're going to win it, but maybe it's worth a shot.
It's fine. Maybe I'll try later. It seems like I have to like give OpenSea money or something.
Well, I'm sure OpenSea has to make money somehow.
Yeah. John Mayer.
Spoonerisms.eth. Now, could we just mint a domain name? We got to get the Spoonerisms bot hosted on the blockchain. Or better yet, let's just mint Spoonerisms. Each Spoonerism itself.
That actually, that's not the worst idea ever.
That's actually a really
generate
good
like
idea.
10,000 of them.
And Colby's bot can just start minting things instead of tweeting.
Right.
I actually bet you could sell some of those. Like, I'm not even joking.
And then I'll be rich.
That's kind of like just literally like the words in like a JPEG.
This is not a bad idea.
I would be down for that.
There's Spooner.eth.
Spooner.eth. That's good. Well, let me talk about what I bought, guys.
Yeah.
Because I actually spent money.
Oh, I spent money.
Well, I spent more money, which I did not know how deep we were going to go into this. So I invested in NBA Top Shot. So if you're not familiar, NBA Top Shot is like the For Dummies version of NFT collecting, where the NBA has partnered with a company called Dapper, which is kind of powering the back end. I'm actually going to share my screen so you guys can see NBA Top Shot here. I'm at Sean Jen, Jenn, and this is my collection.
Wow.
And so what you buy on Top Shot is you buy moments. And those are your NFTs. So, for example, I will show you, I own this Jaylen Brown three-pointer. And so you see the little highlight clip. I own that little clip of that three-pointer. Now, there's a certain amount of each card minted. It's like trading cards. So here they minted 9,999 of this three-pointer. I own number 4,300.
Okay.
And they'll tell you, it's 9,999. They'll show you how many are currently for sale, how many are hidden in packs that haven't been opened yet, and how many are unavailable for purchase. And so I own right now these 7 in my collection. Now you get these by opening packs. Now there are no packs currently for sale I can buy, but every couple days or weeks they'll pop up, hey, you buy a pack, and they're anywhere from a couple bucks to a bunch of money. And when you open it up, that's how you get your moments. You can also buy your moments in the marketplace. And you can see there's all kinds of one in here. Let's see if I can sort by the most expensive. I'm going to go lowest serial number because that'll be the most expensive. So like here is a... No, that wasn't helpful.
Wait, maybe there was a very confusing drop down there that said lowest ask high to low and lowest ask low to high. So I think you'd want...
So, yeah, here's an example of this is a Trae Young three-pointer. Only 58 were ever minted. This one's going for $6,200. Drew Holiday, 73 minted, $7,999 and up. Here's a Giannis from a legendary pack, $9,999.
Now, these are all... Oh, I see. Are these dates when this happened?
Yes. So you're buying, like, the highlight from an actual
I would have
NBA
expected...
game.
Some like older ones to be the more expensive ones.
Yeah, it's not, to be honest, it's all about how rare it is and who the player is. Like LeBron James are always worth way more than players you haven't heard of.
Right.
But it's not even necessarily new versus old. It's about how many were minted. That makes the like legendary, ultimate, there's rare, where you start to see then a couple hundred, couple thousand. Like I said, I think in my collection, the most rare one I own is this Marcus Smart three-pointer, of which there's only 1,500 minted, which still technically makes it common, but not that common. I own number 701.
How do they decide how many to mint?
Just somebody at the NBA decides. And so that's why what will happen is you won't get a lot of like rares and ultimates and just regular packs, but every so often they'll come out with like a rare pack, which will cost like $500 just to get the pack, and you don't know what's in it. And you open it up and you assume there's going to be something of value in there.
And so on that, go ahead.
I was just going to say, that's not good design, right? Like, if they really want people to spend money on these packs, should they say, well, there's a small chance there'll be a rare in your pack?
Well, and they do that, but they also want to make more money on the upfront and be like, no, we're going to tell you some packs are better than others.
Oh, sure.
I mean, it's not impossible.
Hypothetically, could you get a legendary in any random pack?
Not necessarily legend. I think rare you can, like sort of the mid-range rare cards, but it's not as common. But they also, from what I've read, when Top Shot first started, they gave out more rare cards to get people excited, and now they just don't do it as often.
Sure. Go ahead, Colby.
So these, when we were looking at the page with the prices, that's like what people are asking for the thing that they have?
Yeah, so this is the marketplace. So once you open the card, once you have the moments, then you can buy and sell them however you want on the public marketplace. And these are all the different, like if I wanted to look at, I don't know who this Harrison Barnes, you can look, I can go select and buy, and it'll list all the ones. So like the number 3 of this collection is selling for $17.50, but if I go to like a less rare, it might be $14, $48, all these different, I don't know why this one's particularly expensive, but there's, 1,300 of them available, not particularly rare.
Weird. So
Now,
like,
can you? Oh, go ahead, Colby.
I was just gonna ask if is the like the lower serial number is cooler.
Absolutely. Yeah, lower is good. And then also, like, I've noticed, like, 1234 or 1000 or some of the more unique numbers will go for a little bit more. But yeah, absolutely. Those number ones are the most valuable, that sort of thing.
Cool.
Can you give someone one of your Top Shot cards?
Yes, you can gift them. Absolutely.
Okay.
Now, there's also challenges where you
you could sell it not on their website then?
No.
Oh.
You can gift it to someone within Top Shot or sell it within Top Shot, but it only ever lives within Top Shot.
But what if I sold it on eBay and then to the seller I gift the...
I'm sure that goes against their terms of service, but yes, I suppose theoretically you can do that.
Because this kind of gets to the Mark Zuckerberg metaverse thing where it's like, do you own this in Top Shot if you can't, like, could you just sell on eBay if you wanted to? Could you remove it from Top Shot?
You can't ever, as far as you can't take it off Top Shot because they own the blockchain that all of these are stored on. It's all locked in and it's all exclusive. This is not public and open and accessible. I should point that out. What you make up in for like being able to easily buy these, you lose in it not being like an open, transparent marketplace.
Right. But you can. I saw a little Ethereum thing symbol there.
Yes. So you can buy in cryptocurrency, but you can also buy credit cards. So that's what got me excited was they will just take normal money.
Got it. So could you? I'm curious if you bought it with Ethereum, say, would they charge a fee?
They do. They charge a platform fee regardless. That's like 10% or something on each transaction.
Interesting.
Yeah, no. They're making bank on this. No doubt about it. And so...
Well, it's pretty much all profit.
And this is where it circles back to our experiment with NFTs and what we think of them. And it's obviously a massive scam. And the only way to make money on it is to trade them so quickly and in bulk, like you would stocks or anything else. And just doing it casually for fun will only ever lose you money. Admittedly, I started by buying one pack for $9. And I was like, okay, I got a couple. And I'm like, well, I kind of have to experiment with Top Shot a little bit. I can't end there. Right now I'm in for like $130. And so I'm trying I got this rare-ish Dwayne Wade I'm trying to sell. And so I got a couple for sale. I'm hoping to recoup some of that.
That would be exciting.
That's my goal. Because I thought I was doing a good job in buying some of these, and I don't know if they were good investments or not. So I'm staking my future in these stupid NBA highlights, guys.
Wow. What is happening? Oh my god, I clicked to one of the other OpenSea alternatives, and now like I keep getting Coinbase wallet pop-ups like, connect your wallet to this website. It's upsetting. Also,
no, literally, I'm always fascinated at ways people can take money and turn it into more money by doing nothing. And the fact that they keep inventing new ways to do that is absolutely incredible, and it just makes me more mad that I can't figure out how to do it.
Right.
You basically described New York City.
I mean, that's my takeaway, and it pisses me off because I'm like, if I just knew like 20% more about cryptocurrencies, I feel like I could successfully buy and trade them enough to make a small profit, but I don't, and I won't ever.
Unless
because
spoonerisms takes off.
Well, that would be great, but that's I did stocks for a while back in the day, and that only ever lost me money.
Oh, interesting.
I ended up I broke even, lost very little, but it was a lot of heartache, and I didn't really know what I was doing. And the more I look at all this cryptocurrency NFT stuff, it's exactly the same thing, where it's like,
oh yeah.
It's some guesswork. It's about knowing the right people who know the right information, and it's just there's no such thing as a free lunch. Damn it! I'm not trying to be that guy, but there's something about the concept of this that just pisses me off. Where it's like you're putting your money. You can just make money for no reason. Like, you just make up a fake coin, invest your money in it, tell everybody it's great. If value goes up, and you just made money for nothing, on nothing. It doesn't even exist. At least a stock, it theoretically exists. None of this is real.
Well, does a stock exist?
You get dividends. I mean, you technically...
Rarely.
No, well, originally when invented, at least at their... Like, the point of a Bitcoin is that it doesn't exist. Like, that's the whole point.
Right, I would argue the point of a stock is that it also doesn't exist. It's an abstract share of ownership in a social construct.
No, but you have voting rights with your shares. And again, I realize it's been diluted and isn't as used as it is today. By the way, I think the stock market is whack. So
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I agree, but it's just like... it just sucks. I guess I'm just pissed off I don't know somebody I can give my money to and they just return with more money.
Yeah.
These people exist, Sean. It's called the S&P 500.
Well, that's true. Maybe I shouldn't ignore the returns on my 401k as like money turning into more money. I guess it's just not happening fast enough.
Yeah.
And I don't get to use that money now.
Right. Yeah, if you had invested in the S&P 500 3 years ago, I think you would have almost like 50% increase your money at this point because it's such a crazy couple of years.
Well, I'm sure we've told this story in the show before, but friend of the show, Matt, I gave him 10,000 fake dollars once to prove he was a moron and said he could invest it in any companies he wanted. He picked companies he just had heard of, like Starbucks, Home Depot, Microsoft. There were like 10 of them. And I checked in like 5 years later, he had doubled his money. So, I don't get it. I don't.
Now, hang on. What about a up for debate crossover? We do that with Matt again, but for cryptocurrency.
Oh, that's really scary. I would now if you said we're going to do the Don't Panic Stock Challenge where the three of us create portfolios.
I think we should do that too. That also sounds
But
fun.
We can only invest in tech companies. I think that could be really interesting.
Yeah.
I'd be curious who could do better there. But and I know it would be the two of you. But
not necessarily, as we've seen with Matt.
Well, and I look, again, it's not about winners or losers on these little experiments we do, but I guess I won the NFT challenge?
Yes.
I mean, my wallet doesn't reflect that,
NFTs.
but I do technically own them. So please come buy my NBA Top Shots at Sean Jen. Check it out. Come shopping. I got a great Ben Gordon highlight.
Now, did you feel anything from this?
It was really funny. I got, like, the night I did it and set it up and got my first cards and there was the marketplace, there was a moment of like, oh, like, I can get, this looks like a good value, so maybe I could flip it. Like, I was getting into it a little bit and I'm like, but it's just a website. There's nothing, like, if I collected stamps or something, like, at least there's something there. You know what I mean? I'm just not a fan of, like, collecting digital assets, I guess. And that was the same when I did stocks, where it's like, it's just a number on the screen. It doesn't feel like I have more or less.
Right.
So,
Right.
I don't know. It didn't do much for me, I will say. But I could legitimately see why people would get excited about this, because it is the old, like, trading card aspect where you don't know what you're going to get when you open the pack. It might be something exciting. You trade with your friends. You make collections. You want to collect all of the Celtics team from 2012 or whatever. It's like I get why NBA fans would find that fun. Not for me.
I don't get it, but I don't know.
Now, if it were football, would you be more into it, you think?
To me, sport. You know what I would be into? If there was a service where you went on and you bought art, and then they but you were buying like a painting, where you got the digital NFT, but they also sent you the painting or something. Like, I would, or even if the NBA just mailed me a trading card that went with my NFTs. Like, that would be better. I just think it's a little too, like, if my computer isn't turned on, I can't see it type. It's like it's without the internet, it does. I don't know. There's just something not tactile enough about it. But I am interested in the idea of unique ownership online tied to, because you talk about, like, collectibles have certificates of authenticity, right? When you buy, like, a signed item or something. Like, that's kind of an NFT, right? Like, if you digitized that aspect of it, okay, I'm interested. But to have it be solely digital, I just don't know.
So it's funny. Yeah. It's funny you should bring that up. I found out over the weekend. I was learning about funds because I was hanging out with a bunch of lawyers. There's like venture capital funds and hedge funds. But really, a fund is anything where some people are like, yo, you give us money, and we're going to do stuff with your money and turn your money into more money, basically. So there are crypto funds now, apparently. Yeah. But there are physical art funds where you get like a couple, 30, 40, 50,000 people to go in on a Picasso. And then they own 40,000th of this Picasso, and it's stored in a gallery in New York that only the people who have access to it can view it. But you have to go to New York. And then eventually they turn around and sell the Picasso, hopefully for a profit.
Right.
And that's a business.
I mean, considering most funds just invest in, like, upside down subprime mortgages and bullshit like that, at least that's fun.
Yeah, I would be, yeah. I would rather invest in that than a cryptocurrency fund.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can think of something like that, Sean, you could become a fund manager.
Add that to our Don't Panic activity list. We're going to create the Don't Panic Fund. What are we going to buy?
Yeah. Well, first thing we would buy are those Patagonia vests.
Yes.
So
we need a fund name.
Yep. It's got to start with bridge or black and end with stone or water.
Yes.
But not be Bridgestone tires.
Bridgestone Blackwater. Black Bridge Stonewater. Stonewater.
Stonewater. There we go.
I like that. And then,
or named after some like terrifying figure from Greek mythology or something.
And we'll do what all these businesses do, or we'll use the fund to buy my NBA Top Shots off of me, and then we can flip that fund into something else.
There you go, an NBA Top Shots fund.
That's pretty interesting,
Sean.
That could be a thing.
You could afford get a couple thousand of your best friends, and those LeBron Jameses start to look a bit more affordable.
Wouldn't that be crazy if you got a bunch of people together to just buy all of the NBA Top Shots, and so you'd like hold the platform hostage essentially because you just owned all of them, and then they'd have to like pay you out or something. I don't know. I want to think of a big scheme around that. That's pretty good.
We've had a very successful brainstorming session here between the Spoonerism, NFTs, the hostile takeover of Top Shots.
If we're not gazillionaires by the end of the year, we've really done ourselves a disservice. Because no lack of creativity.
No. You know what they say, Sean? There are no bad ideas.
Nope, just ones that cost me money. No, we're gonna see. I'm gonna check back. I'm gonna stay with NBA Top Shot because I'm invested now. I will let you all know if I recoup any of my investment on these moments.
And if you have a couple $100,000 burning a hole in your pocket and you want to give it to Sean to invest on your behalf with a small management fee, don'tpanicshow@gmail.com.
That's right. Our returns are not guaranteed.
All investment involves
FDIC
risk.
insured.
Yes, exactly. But past results do not promise future success. Not even close.
Conversely, past failures do not guarantee future failures, or do not preclude future success.
And we have no track record at all, so anything's possible.
That's right. It's only up or down. What a successful experiment, guys. Good
Crushed
time. This was great. We'll have to think of another one for the future. But next week, I assume we'll be back to our regular tech news. Next week is Thanksgiving week.
Yes.
Maybe we'll talk a little Black Friday, and we'll see if you guys have any Black Friday shopping goals.
We could do Don't Panic tries to source microcontrollers from Southeast Asia.
Now there's money. Now we're talking real money.
Yeah.
That's an investment I can get behind. We just buy like $150 million microchip manufacturing machine. It's a good investment.
You know people who build stuff, Sean.
Well, I know
That's
people
true.
who turn steel wire into screws.
Right.
It's kind of the
That's
same
something.
What do
thing.
they call it? Pioneer Valley? Is that what Central Mass is called? Am I
No.
making that up?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Anyways, there must be what would the politicians of Central Massachusetts want to call the Silicon Valley of Central Massachusetts? What would they want to call it?
Near Boston. That's usually how they refer to us.
Hey, I was right.
Is it
Pioneer
Pioneer
Valley is
Valley?
the colloquial and promotional name for the portion of the Connecticut River Valley that is in Massachusetts in the United States.
Well, there you go.
Pioneer corresponds to Springfield County. Springfield area, the seat of Hampden County.
I live in Hampden County and work in Hampden County.
And you didn't know about Pioneer Valley?
Pioneer Valley. Well, there's the
Pioneer
Pioneer
Valley,
Valley
the
Credit
Silicon
Union.
Valley of Central Massachusetts.
Wow. Wow, you guys. Now's the time. Now's the time. The birthplace of the Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Going to be Silicon Valley of the East, the Northeast, New England, Massachusetts, Central Massachusetts, South Central Massachusetts. Well, the greater Springfield area. Well, Springfield mostly. Brilliant. Well, guys, as we put a pin in it for this evening, I do want to let everyone out there know that if you would like more Dan and Colby content, you've got to go over and check out Up for Debate. We just published a brand new episode for Sean Bember where these two guys came on over, joined Matt and I for the Great Cracker Taste Off. That's right. We tasted 6 kinds of crackers. Some of them we liked, some of them not so much. It's a great episode, a full review, available wherever you get podcasts. Just search Up for Debate or check the video out on YouTube. Have you guys finished all your crackers yet?
No.
Not at all.
I had one subsequent day of cracker binging, and then like my mouth was like destroyed from all the salt, and I had to stop.
I've had a couple club crackers every night, but I still haven't gotten through one sleeve yet, so.
Well, I made mac and cheese over the weekend and topped it with some crushed Ritz crackers. It was delicious.
That's such a good idea.
And the funny thing is, I was making the mac and cheese anyway, and I just looked at my counter with a bunch of crackers. I'm like, shit, I'm going to throw these on. So,
Brilliant.
I think now's the perfect time for Colby to get like a parrot or something to feed all these crackers to. That would easily solve the problem.
That's true. It's not a bad idea.
We're so good at problem solving.
Yeah.
But that's going to do it for this episode. Of course, our website is don'tpanic.io. You can get there and check out all the deets, including where to subscribe on all the major podcast platforms. Of course, you can get a hold of us, don'tpanicshow@gmail.com, or tweet at us at don'tpanicshow. But that's going to do it here. So we're going to be back next Wednesday with a jam-packed, tech-filled episode. But until then, they're Colby and Dan. I'm Sean. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it as always, and we'll see you on another episode of Don't Panic. Don't panic. Don't panic.